During World War II, psychological warfare was a very real and terrifying thing, and while the threat of bullets and shells was constant, there were certain sounds that struck a deeper, more primal fear into the hearts of soldiers and civilians alike. These weren't just noises of battle, they were engineered to break morale and sow panic. Today, we're counting down the top 3 scariest sounds of the Second World War. Sounds that often caused more terror than the explosions that followed. Coming in at number 3 is the V1 flying bomb, better known by its nickname, the Buzz Bomb. Developed by Germany, this was one of the world's first cruise missiles. As it flew through the air, its pulsated engine created a loud, distinctive buzzing or sputtering sound, earning it its name. You could hear it coming from miles away, a constant, ominous drone in the sky. But that wasn't the scariest part. The real terror began when the buzzing stopped. The sudden, deafening silence meant the engine had cut out, and the bomb was now in its terminal dive, about to drop its 1-ton warhead. Those few seconds of quiet were filled with unimaginable dread, as everyone on the ground below held their breath, praying it wouldn't land on them. At number 2, we have the Katyusha rocket launcher. This Soviet weapon was a closely guarded secret at the beginning of the war, and its effect on German troops was devastating, both physically and psychologically. The Katyusha could launch dozens of rockets in a rapid volley, but it was the sound they made that was truly terrifying. As the rockets flew through the air, they let out a high-pitched, wailing shriek. German soldiers, who had never heard anything like it, compared the sound to a screaming banshee or the howl of a tormented spirit. They gave it the chilling nickname Stalin's organ because of the way the launch rails looked and the unholy music it played. The screeching was a signal of an incoming storm of fire and steel that you couldn't escape. And finally, at number 1, the most iconic and feared sound of the war. The Jericho trumpet, the siren of the German Ru-87 Stuka dive bomber. This wasn't a sound made by the engine or the bombs themselves. It was a purpose-built psychological weapon. The Germans attached small, propeller-driven sirens to the plane's landing gear. As the Stuka went into its near-vertical dive to drop a bomb, the wind would spin the propellers, creating a piercing, high-pitched wail that grew louder and louder as the plane screamed towards the ground. It was designed purely to induce panic and terror in the people below, a shrieking announcement of imminent death from the sky. The sound became synonymous with the Blitzkrieg and the terrifying power of the German Air Force, leaving a permanent scar on the memory of all who heard it. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more history content.